All right, welcome to Rods with Ray. We're going to go over tuning 24X conversion. We're working on a 47 Ford currently, which you'll see in another video. And in that video, you will see that the car did not want to start. The 24X conversion gets sent to you in a box with crank sensor, cam sensor, front plate, all the goodies depending on where you get it from. It could be Skoggy Dog, it could be there's plenty of other companies. I'm not running the Skoggy Dog. It's a custom kit that I bought, but I also asked for a computer to be sent to me for a base startup. Didn't work out. So let me show you why I was having issues and what was going on. So let's see what's going on there. So for starters, what are we even tuning here? What has the 24X conversion on this? It's a LT1 from a 93 Corvette, 383 stroker kit. I can get into details on another video, but the LT1 had the OptiSpark. I don't like that. We got rid of it, put the 24X with the LS computer system, the coilover conversion. And I also built the blower with a LS throttle body. So keep that in mind if you're running your LT throttle body, but this is a LS throttle body. So let's go ahead and get started from here. All right. So in order for this thing to fire, tuning is a critical method that needs to be performed, or not method, but actual procedure. And what I did notice is I'll go ahead and close out the file that I just worked and open the file that was sent to me for the 24X conversion. When I got this wiring setup sent to me, I also asked for a computer to be sent to me with a base tune to get it fired. Unfortunately, if you press Control D, you can actually see what they based it off of, what operating system. It's a 2-bar speed density operating system, as I can see here, off of a ECM for a Gen 3 4.3, also the LS based engines. And then we go into engine here, go over to general, and you go to firing order 543187726. So technically speaking, it's 31872654, which is the firing order for an LS engine, not an LT 24X conversion, which runs the old 18436572. So I would change this to 18436572. That was the first step that I need to make. The second, change this to 5.7. It's not critical, but I do that. And there are a number of changes that I made here, but I'm not going to go over every single one of them. So then I go to airflow, and I did some adjustments here based off what I presume is going to be needed for this engine just to get it fired. I am planning on speed density in the future, but this will be the first step. This is the VE table, and as you see, this is what they sent me. I do not know what they were thinking here. This is a terrible, terrible VE table. Clearly, I'm going to have to get an EQ ratio gauge on there and do some driving and tuning, so we'll be doing that later down the road, but in the meantime, I have a base that I can set up in there. Here is the fuel injector data that they threw in there. That's completely wrong. This is completely wrong, and you can get all that information from an actual injector data sheet. So see if I have that here. It doesn't look like I have it open, but the injector data can be provided by the actual company that you buy your injectors from. So this is wrong. Now here is the most critical thing I noticed, aside from the actual firing order being wrong. If you go into low octane, there's two tables, low octane and high octane. I'm looking at the low octane table, looking at what the timing is. This is really low timing for an early small block Chevy LT1 style motor. In fact, this is a strange table. I'm not sure where they came up with this, but we got to adjust that. And then the high octane's not too much better. So I am very displeased with that. So I will open up all the changes that I made here. Close this one out. Open this one. Go to second tune. Now, you go to general, firing order 18436572. Step 1, we got 5.7. I adjusted some idle base areas, airflow, changed several things, the VE table, the airflow frequency. I turned off, if you go into, let's see here, fuel, and you go into cutoff, deceleration fuel cutoff. Let's see here. Disabled here. Temperature control, COT, disabled that. Went into fuel for the actual injector data. This is the injector data that I added as you go into short pulse adder. That is for the Siemens Deca 80-pound injectors for the short pulse adder. And then if you go into minimum injector pulse, it's 0.714 across the board. You go into offset, volts, and back end. This is the table. It's very difficult to see every single factor here, but basically I had to add all this data in here, and if anybody needs any of this, please feel free to comment. I can add some of the tune for you. It really ran well. I had to make some changes for the cam and so on and so forth, but the main ones, the spark firing order, the fuel injector data, injector bank select. This is the correct injector bank select for a LT24X conversion, so please change that in yours if you're doing a 24X conversion. And then change your spark table to an early model spark table. That way you, here's what it looks like. This is a generic one that I kind of threw together on my own based off of how I knew this motor should run. I'm probably going to take some timing out of the top end after I judge some knock, driving it around. It's pretty high values here, but I'm very happy with these values. I do have no intention on driving it until I actually tune it, so pretty happy with this. So stay tuned. As I presume. So these are issues that you run into. I hear the relay clicking on and off, but you kind of have to troubleshoot one piece at a time, just kind of see what's going on. I do see that I have my mass airflow off, which I'm tuning for speed density as soon as I get it going, but we'll throw the mass airflow on temporarily. It's kind of a tight fix. I wired it to not come up here. I don't want a mass airflow. Speed density means no mass airflow. It runs off the VE table, which I'll explain on another video. But in this scenario, it wants to see the mass airflow values. So with that in mind, I just need a mass airflow sensor just to get it started. It's really close, but let's just see if this is going to help. Let's see what happens. So that was a successful quick base tune to get us started with the 24X conversion. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. I can give you some of the files, some of the info that you might need for your project. I can actually assist with your specific project as well. There's a lot of variables that go into tuning, and I'd be happy to walk you through it. So thank you for tuning in, and I hope to see you soon.